We turn now to an issue we continue to follow closely for you, current sober reality, drunk driving. Joseph Maine was convicted of second-degree murder and driving under the influence after he ran a red light, killing a Bakersfield woman in 2014. Fast forward to today, citing a new state law, Maine asked a judge to overturn his second-degree murder conviction. But Judge Michael Delestrito denied Maine's request. 17's Eitan Wallace was in the courtroom and joins us now with what the prosecutors had to say. Eitan.
Well, that new law is called Senate Bill 1437. It calls for fewer ways for people to be found guilty of murder and calls for proof that the suspect had an intent to kill. Maine's defense team argued that he never had an intent to kill anyone, but the DA's office says the second he got behind the wheel drunk, he very well knew he was putting lives in danger. This is Joseph Haskell Maine. He is a convicted drunk driver and murderer because of what he did just after midnight on January 17th, 2014. Maine was traveling 70 miles an hour when he ran a red light at this intersection, Monitor Street and Fairview Road. That is when he crashed into this car carrying pregnant woman Vanessa Carrillo. She and her unborn baby were killed on impact. Maine's blood alcohol content was found to be double the legal limit. He was found guilty on a number of charges, including second-degree murder. His sentence, 15 years to life. But new this year, California Senate Bill 1437 became law. It requires a person to actually commit or aid in a killing or have the intent to kill during the commission of a crime in order to be charged with murder. Maine's defense team argued he did not have the intent to kill the night he got behind the wheel, and that is why his team asked a judge to overturn the second-degree murder conviction. But today, Judge Michael Delestrito denied that request.
The defendant was on his way to get more beer.
Deputy District Attorney Joseph Kinzel says Maine's argument that he had no intent to kill is illogical because this is not the first time he's been convicted of drunk driving.
He had a previous conviction for reckless driving with alcohol. It's kind of a lower form of DUI. We have laws on the books that specifically create liability for people, particularly with repeated convictions for driving under the influence, to hold them accountable for murder when they continue to drive under the influence and cause the deaths of innocent people on the roadway.
And as for Senate Bill 1437, Kinzel says the message of the Kern County District Attorney's Office is clear.
In Kern County, we're not going to permit people convicted of murder to be released from prison.
Kinzel tells me there are about 50 similar petitions from convicted murderers who are hoping to have their murder convictions vacated. Meantime, we reached out to Maine's defense team, but they declined to comment. And as for Maine, he's not out of options just yet. If he wants to, he can take his case to an appellate court. In studio, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.